Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I'm your host with a beard and a bit longer hair because the barbers have been closed here due to the lockdown and they're not opening for another month or so, so I'm just gonna have to be patient. But anyways, you guys aren't here for my hair or for my beard or anything like that. You guys are here for my next review, which is this 2021 Land Rover Defender, the new model. So without further ado, let's jump right into the review. First of all, I would like to thank Jaguar Land Rover de Jonkheere in Kortrijk, Belgium for providing me with this car and making this video possible. I will link their website and their Instagram channel down below in the description, so be sure to go check them out as they have some of the newest Land Rover models in their showroom. So here we have it guys, the all new 2021 Land Rover Defender. Let's start off the review by exploring the front a little bit. So whereas the previous model was a bit squared off at the front, this one is a bit rounded, but it still keeps like the trademark recognition points of the older model. But you can see that it is a bit modern by the round accents that they gave it. Let's take a look at the front. You can see a very small grille here. We have the Defender lettering right there on the hood. Nice lights. Let me show you guys the blinkers. There we go. We have double blinkers which also function as the daytime running lights in this car. A very rugged looking bumper here. We have the front view camera right here. Look at this. You can immediately tell that this car is built for off-roading. We have some, I don't think these are side vents, but more meant to, you know, get like all the mud and the water and something when you're off-roading the car to get it through it. These lights also have washers on it, obviously, because when you're off-roading this car, these lights are going to get really dirty. So these checker plates, I think these are plastic, yeah, but they're also a nudge to the previous model. Elevated hood here. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. It's a bit elevated, it gives it a more beefy look. And look at these meaty off-road tires. Wrangler tires actually. Let me show you from the other side. Alright, I'm sorry about that. There was a huge truck passing by. So look at these big, beefy, meaty tires. Look at these grips here. They can grip on rocks, crawl over it extremely well. Black Defender side vent here. The car is very high, as you can see. So you see these windows right here, and you have one on the other side as well. These are called the Safari windows. So I will show you once we are inside the car. You can look like, when you're off-roading, you can look through these windows above to see like monkeys or birds or whatever in the trees. Alright, so moving to the back of the car, you can see these are the turn signals again, the trademark turn signals. Let me show you guys. Look. And we have like LED surroundings around them. The big wheel, also a trademark of the Defender on the trunk lid. I will show you the trunk space and everything a little bit later when I'm doing the practicality review. And now let's take a full side view of the car. Although this car looks modern, you still can recognize that this is a Defender. A bit more rounded off, but still very square shaped and everything. And one thing I forgot to tell you, let me move back to the rear of the car, is that this car comes with a camera right here in the fin. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. So this camera is because the rear visibility in the car is really bad, and this camera actually projects the road behind you into the rear view mirror, which I will show you later on. You have some turn signals here in this mirror as well. Very nice. All right, let's go into the car right now. Very sturdy feeling doorknobs here, or door handles. Heavy door, wide door opening. And if you're a small person, you can just pull yourself and get into the car. All right, I'm gonna put the seat a bit back. So as you can see, this is not a traditional Land Rover interior. Let's start off by the doors. So you can see by these big bolts here that this is a special kind. It's really rough. You have this kind of a soft touch material here, but it's very durable. It's not like a luxurious type of material like leather or the actual soft touch that they use. It's a very durable material. I think this can even get wet. And you know, here we got a hard plastic, so if there's mud in the car or anything, this car is going to get dirty when you off-road it. And these buttons and everything, these are really made from durable materials. Nice door bins, and again you have this rubbery kind of bottom in this. See, hard plastics. This nudge here, when you close the door, it blocks the this is the trunk release, so it blocks it like this, so you don't accidentally open it when you're off-roading, and it blocks your view. So the steering wheel is actually the only thing in here that has a nice leather wrap on it. But still, you can see the wheel itself. These buttons are kind of the same as in the newer Range Rover models, but the material is really durable. It's like this hard plastic that will, you know, it feels like it's never going to break, you know. The steering wheel is really like made very durable. And if you really look on the dashboard, we have the same kind of material on here. It's not leather. It kind of looks like leather with this stitching, but it's really a hard type of material. Same as on the dash. We got the vents right here, the hazard lights. If we take a look at the seats, you can see that, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but this is kind of like a kind of cloth, but very strong and very durable. And there is some leather here, but it's also not the smooth, supple leather that we are used to from other luxury cars. And this is for a reason, because if the car gets dirty from the inside, they are meant to be cleaned with a hose. And these materials, like other expensive and luxurious materials, will not get damaged when they are cleaned with water. The same thing goes for, let me turn on the car. So the same thing goes for the buttons and everything in the car. Look at the screen. It even says good morning. So these buttons, the gear lever is surrounded by a type of leather, but look at this. This is like really some type of rubber all around here. These buttons are very durable, so they can get wet. You can throw water on them or anything. Nothing will happen. They won't get damaged. And it's not like the regular middle console that you see in any other Land Rover. This is the key we have here. Nice, expensive feeling, very heavy in your hands. This, again, this is pure rubber, man. This is like this hard type of rubber that can get wet. We have the cup holders that it holds down here. The middle console. And this is actually just hard plastic. This is rubberized plastic again. Very large middle console actually. We have some space down here as well. So if you look down here, you can put some stuff right here. No shortage of practicality in this car. Look, you got like a little cubby space over here. Over here, you can put stuff over here, and you have a glove box as well, which is not that large. Okay, so note one thing. All these controls, like the gear lever, all these buttons and everything, they are moved forward to the front of the car, and this whole part is clear. You don't see any buttons here or anything. And the reason for that is that this car can also be equipped in the front with a bench that can hold 3 people. So you have 1, 2, and 3 seats here. This middle console disappears then, and they put a seat into place here, and that's the reason why they moved all the controls to the front. You can also see that this is not a touchscreen climate control function of the car, and the reason is also because of the durability. A touchscreen can't really get wet or anything, so that is the reason. All right, so look at this middle console here. This is basically your climate control and your off-road modes here a little bit. Obviously, as you can see here, there's a little screen here, and here you can set the temperature. When you press it, then you are in the menu for the heated or the cooled seats. So when I turn to the right, you have the 3-way heated seats. And if you turn it to the left, this car doesn't have it, but if you have cooled seats or ventilated seats, if you turn it to the left, you have blue stripes that come on. Same on this side, you have heated seats but not cooled seats. So let's go back. If you press this button, you have the different drive modes of the car that appear right here, if you can see it right here. So let me go. All right, here we go. So basically this is your Eco Pro mode. So I'm turning this knob, as you can see, look above here. Then you go into the comfort program, then you have some grass, gravel, snow, your mud, your sand settings, and then this is for proper off-roading here. This is, this is your rock mode and your crawl mode. If you're an off-roader, you know what the crawl mode is, that you can crawl over rocks. And this is your weight sensing program. So this car can sense how deep the water is that you're wading in. The max amount or the max depth you can wade through is 0.9 meter, because this car is now, the suspension of the car is now in its highest setting, and this is where you control the height of the suspension. So when I put the car one setting lower, you will see that the wade depth gets a little bit lower. You see, 0.8 meter. When I put it even lower, it's a bit slow to respond, but see, 0.7 meters that you can do. So this is a pretty neat feature and very useful for off-roading. This infotainment screen is so mostly a touchscreen, as you guys could see before, and it is very clear, it's crisp, it's actually very responsive. It's almost as responsive as a smartphone, or I think it's as responsive as a smartphone. So when you go here, you have your different camera settings. Let me show you that. So you have a 360 surround view camera. There you go, you can look all around the car. Another neat feature is just take a look at these blinkers. When you turn on the blinkers, you can see when you press the brake lights. This is so cool. All right, when you turn the wheels as well, see, you can see the wheels here turning. They're very nice. So basically you can look all around the car with these functions. You have the cameras for the front of the car. See, the car just passed by me, you can see everything. And these are your off-road cameras. So you have a camera here on the left fender and on the right fender, and this can also be very useful around town, because this is a large square car, and if you're off-roading or in tight spaces, you can keep an eye on the sides of the car because these are most susceptible to scratching or to bruising or denting. Very useful. This is the differential lock of the car. This car also has a tow mode, so you can basically see behind you the trailer that you're about to tow, and if you put the car in drive, you can see it. So this is going to be your hook, and this is going to be your trailer. So when you turn the wheels, see, it will show you where the trailer goes. A very handy and neat feature. Right in front of us we have this steering wheel. So basically these functions are a bit like the same like in the other Range Rover models. So you have your cruise control settings right here. This has lane keep assist as well. This is your heated steering wheel. And these buttons, and it feels so weird because in other Range Rovers these buttons are really kind of expensive feeling and delicate feeling, let me put it that way. And everything in here is just so rugged and meant for off-roading, you know. So here we have the fully digital gauge cluster right in front of us with the navigation screen in the middle. As you can see, it provides you of all the information. It is not as customizable as, you know, the Mercedes models and stuff like that, but this car isn't meant to be gimmicky or anything. This car has been built for a purpose, and everything that you need is in this car and nothing more, which is good, you know. You don't want to get distracted when you're climbing rocks and stuff like that. Okay, one other neat feature of this car, and I think a lot of these big cars need this, is that as you can see, rear visibility is pretty bad in this car partly because of the wheel in the back. Let me show you like this. So we have the wheel in the back, and if the middle headrest is up, it obstructs your view even more. But the camera that I showed you in the fin of the car in the rear, when I was reviewing the outside of the car, actually projects its image on this rear view mirror here. So you simply turn the knob here and then you can look back, and there is no more obstruction left here, and you have a clear view of the road. This is also a very high definition camera. I don't know if my camera is picking it up, because in real life it really looks very clear and you can see everything, like even the raindrops and everything falling. A very neat feature, and I would recommend that you do opt for this. And like this, we go back to the regular camera. All right, let's go to the back of the car. Very, very wide opening doors. It's a bit high because the car is in its highest setting, but all right. You have a bottle holder right here. Again, rough, durable materials. And rear seat space is very, very good actually. This seat right in front of me, this is not even in my driving position because I pulled the seat back a little bit to review the middle console and the front of the car. But look at this, look at how much knee room I have. I can even slouch back a little bit, but if the seat is in my driving position, then you have even more. I think you have double the amount of knee room here. So plenty of space right here. There is practically no middle tunnel running through the car here, so the floor is practically flat here. So people sitting right here, oh my god, this is so nice. So people sitting right here are going to do just fine, and it's basically like a full-on seat here. Headroom, as you can see, is abundant. People over 6 foot are going to do just fine. I'm between 5'10", 5'11", and look at how much headspace I have here. All right, so these are actually the Safari windows I was talking to you about. You can just look up here in the windows to see some birds or other tree animals or whatever. You have one on the other side as well, right here. Extends to the back a little bit. You have some storage space here in the back seats and 2 vents here for the people sitting in the back. You have 2 chargers for your phone here, and then 2 12-volt sockets. You can put the armrest down here and it reveals 2 cup holders. Also in full durable leather here. All right, trunk space in the Land Rover Defender. Let's open the door. It's a very heavy door. Oh my god. You're gonna get some serious muscles if you open this door every day. So as you can see, trunk space is abundant. It's very large, it's very high as well, so you can stack materials. This cover you can take off. I'm not going to do it right now because it's a long process, but you can take it off. It's just like this cloth bit, again for durability. You have some lights here in the inside, and if you want to carry heavy items, lift them into the car, you can lower the car. And then you can put the ride height back up a little bit. Some tetherings right there and right there. Extremely nice. If you need more storage in the back or more trunk space, you can recline all these seats and they form a kind of like a flat loading floor, and it's very durable. Look at this, there is no carpet or anything, so you can put anything like your muddy shoes or clothes or everything here. And also the backs of these seats are also in the same material as this, so you can put everything on this as well. All right, driving the 2021 Land Rover Defender. And first thing I gotta say, man, is this a big car. You definitely feel that you're hauling around a big square shaped vehicle. Space inside is plentiful. It is so roomy inside. It is so spacious. You have all the space you would ever want. Same for your passengers, same for the people sitting in the back. It is really high, so people over 6 foot will be just fine in here. Driving this car, you definitely feel that there is like this kind of sway, see, like this, and it sways a little bit, but that is to be expected from a car of this size. The ride is pretty decent. It's got a nice suspension. It's soaking up the bumps pretty well. You're sitting on an elevated position, actually pretty high. You have a very clear view over the road. Back visibility or rear visibility is pretty bad, I gotta say, because you have these headrests getting in your view and that big wheel on the door in the back there. But you can just switch on the camera in the rear view mirror and then that problem is solved. Like this, and then there is no obstructions left anymore, so I would definitely opt for this option if you guys are thinking about buying this car, because this is a lifesaver. And look, now I can see practically anything back there. This car also comes as a 2-door version, so not exclusively a 4-door this car. And also you can opt for a off-road package, which will give you a air intake on the side of the car, which I will show you right now. And you also have on the right side, you have like this box that you can put on the car, where you can put your stuff in that you don't want to leave inside of the car to haul around. This specific car that I'm driving has the 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel engine with 241 horsepower. And honestly, it is a little underpowered. Personally, I would go for the 3-liter diesel or petrol versions of this car because they have more power, the engine is smoother. And I have just been told by the people of Land Rover here in Kortrijk that the 2-liter diesels are being discontinued by Land Rover, so they're not going to make these anymore. They made these for around 6 months and then they were like, oh no, it's too underpowered, we're not going to make it anymore. So only the 3 liters for Belgium, that is. I don't know what the deal is in the United States or in any other part of the world, but for Belgium they are not making the 2 liters anymore, which is a good thing because a car of this size, of this bulk, needs a big powerful engine and at least a 6-cylinder. The ride quality itself, it's good. Like I said before, it soaks up the bumps really well. It's got these big tires that are meant for off-roading, so you do feel them a little bit. You do have some tire noise that comes into the cabin, but this is not meant to be a luxurious ride where everything from the outside world gets secluded by all kinds of isolations and stuff like that. Okay, I'm on a roundabout now, taking this turn, and oh, there is a significant amount of body roll, but that is to be expected. Driving around town, this car is very big, as I mentioned before, and you will have some issues finding parking spots. It's a bit difficult maneuvering through tight streets, little alleyways and stuff like that. But then again, for that you have the 3D camera and the off-road camera settings that you can use, so you don't scratch the sides of the car, because these will be very susceptible to scratching and bumps and dents and stuff like that. So I would definitely go for the 360 all-around view camera. These mirrors on the outside, they are nice, big, square. But that being said, because of the shape of that, you hear some wind noise. Today there's some extra noise because it's raining as well. Very bad weather here lately. Not the ideal weather to review cars, but hey. The steering feels pretty good in your hands. It's a nice steering wheel. It has like the soft kind of leather all around it, which feels pretty good. And you're looking right at the fully digital gauge cluster with the navigation map right in the middle of the two dials, which has a beautiful view and gives you plenty of information. So what is my final verdict about the 2021 Land Rover Defender? Well, first of all, don't buy this car if you are only going to commute between work and home, or only drop off your kids at school, do some shopping, grocery shopping and stuff like that. No, because if you want to do that type of driving, just go for a Land Rover Sport or a Range Rover or something like that, because they will fulfill your needs much better, and they are more destined for city driving, for highway driving as well, and they are more luxurious inside. Buy this car if you love to do off-roading, because it would be a shame of all these cool options that you have for specifically for off-roading to see them go to waste if you never take this car off-road, if you're never going to go rock climbing or something with this car or whatever. If you're someone who will off-road this car 70-80% of the time, then this is definitely the car for you. It has all the off-road capabilities and options that you could ever possibly dream of about in a car. It is a very capable off-roader, as we are used to by Land Rover. You will also see the second you step into this car, everything is aimed towards off-roading. You know, the finishing of the materials, the placement of the controls of the car, the ride quality, the feel of driving the car. So if you're looking for a decent off-roader that you can also use around town, because it can still do it, and if you want to go traveling, long distance cruising or something like that, it can still do that, but mostly off-roading, then this is definitely the car for you. Well, I'm going to wrap it up for today, guys. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments down below. If there are any future cars you would want me to review, please drop it down in the comments, and like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. For now, drive responsibly, and see you guys later.